Hello, 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 and welcome back, community changers. I am so glad to be here and blessed to be on another live to share with you all some amazing information. I am enjoying that today is Friday, okay? And I'm able to just be able to once again come and share another live with you all today. I'm going to try not to keep you. I have my notes so that I can stay on track. So forgive me if you see me looking, in the other direction. But let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't know me, my name is Kendall, and this is my platform here for NKay Solutions. And what I do here is I provide women who have a community organization with support and resources, and also an action plan that allows them to sustainably be able to grow their organization. Whether you have a nonprofit, whether you have a ministry or a social enterprise, whoever it may be, I am here to support and help you. And today I just wanted to tell you guys why I truly feel like a strategic plan is a must have for your organization. It's literally gives you the foundation that you need that can really help you, articulate the value of your organization. It can really give you direction and clarity, not just for yourself, but also for the other people that are helping you within your organization, like your board and your volunteers. So I just really wanted to come and explain to you not what a strategic plan is, but why a strategic plan is so important for your organization. Hi, Stephanie. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad to see you guys. Hi, Jerkeisha. Thank you for joining me today. If you are not able to stay, it is perfectly fine. I'm going to keep this up. And if you are watching the replay, I encourage you to really watch the entire live, because I just feel like this is some very, very much needed information that I truly believe, in my experience in working with nonprofits and organizations and having consultation calls with you all, that this is not a priority when it really, really should be. So let me get started. So last quarter, we kind of talked about how, some of us were able to accomplish our goals. Some of us started our organizations. Some of us put on some absolute amazing events and was able to provide the community exactly what we wanted to provide to them. Some of you were not able to do that. Some of you didn't start your organizations. Some of you may have not even been able to provide the resource that you wanted to because maybe the funding wasn't there. Like, the funding ain't funding, so you weren't able to really provide that social impact that you wanted to give. And, it's funny that a document so important is overlooked, because having that can truly help you be able to provide what you want to for your community. It can help you solidify partnerships with others that can help you when maybe you don't have the funding, but maybe they do, or maybe they're ready to partner with you so that they can come together and truly give the impact you want to see for your community. Also, it gives you some kind of direction. A lot of times we have so many thoughts and so many things that we want to do. We may even be doing it. You may be have that mentorship program already. You may be giving those resources that the families or the kids or the parents or whoever it is that you're serving truly need. Maybe you are having those Bible studies and those meetups within your organization, and that is absolutely great. But I feel like sometimes you just truly get overwhelmed, and it's okay. It is something that can happen. But a strategic plan can truly help you be able to iron out those logistics. The reality is I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. Now, if you don't know me, I use a lot of analogies, right? So I hope I can keep you on track with what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to use this analogy. Your community organization, hi Priscilla, your community organization, your nonprofit, your ministry, the service that you want to provide, the resources that you want to give, the programs that you have, they are all seeds, okay? These are all seeds that God has given you, that He wants you to plant, and He wants you to plant those so that they can grow, and they can grow into the flowers, the plants, the trees that produce this amazing fruit that is going to truly be the breath of fresh air for the folks that you're helping, okay? You know how you feel when you see beautiful flowers blooming. It's like, oh wow, spring is finally here and it's beautiful. Or when you plant that plant and it gives you the herbs that you need, that you want to put in your tea, that can help your body and truly do some healing. When you plant a tree and that tree produces fruit, it produces fruit that you're able to consume, that can truly make a difference and a change, and provide you, if you're hungry, you're no longer hungry. You have this fruit. And I, in my head, truly see your organizations and the services that you provide as a seed. In order for a seed to grow, a seed has to have a good environment. It has to have water, okay? Hi, yes. And without that good environment, without that water, it is very hard for your seed to grow. And your seed is your community organization. And there are lots of components that go into making sure that environment that you have for your seed is festering, okay? No, I'm not on YouTube right now. I'm just right here on Instagram, so I will try to repost this. And so basically, what I'm trying to say, in order for your seed to grow, it has to have a good environment. And in my head, the good environment that you need is your strategic plan, your board of directors, you having, standard operation of procedures of how you run your organization, you having a marketing plan, you having funding and a budget to know how you are actually going to be able to provide the services that you want to provide to your community. That is your good environment around your seed. And if you don't have that good environment, if you don't have that water, which those components are the good environment and the water, then your seed cannot grow into the beautiful flowers that makes your community smile, into the plants that provide herbs and nutrients that can feed your community, into the tree that produces fruit that can be fruit to feed their soul, especially if you have a ministry, because you're constantly focusing on producing the fruits of the Spirit. Now, all organizations, I believe, produce the fruits of the Spirit, but I'm just trying to explain to you on, this concept of without that good environment, it's going to be hard for your community to truly get those things. And the strategic plan is one of the components of a good environment. And I'm just going to try and break down the aspects of the importance of a strategic plan. Now, everybody does a strategic plan differently. I've seen them done differently when I worked for years at the local health department in a nonprofit organization for their programs. I've seen a strategic plan differently done when I worked for another organization. Everybody does their strategic plan differently. But because of the experience that I've had in both of these entities, I've been able to pick and choose what I truly believe are some key components to give you a solid start of a foundation to help you be able to provide that environment and grow your flowers, to grow your plants, to grow your trees, which is the services you provide throughout your community organization. I want to first start, if you did not get a chance to grab the free must-have strategic plan checklist, I encourage you to do that. Even if you already started, even if you already got your organization, grab it, because these are questions and actions that you can do whenever, and you should be able to answer these questions, and you should be able to have these action plans at any time throughout your organization. And I say that because people are always, when they know you have an organization, they're always going to ask you questions. They're going to ask you about, well, what are you guys doing? Oh, wow. Well, what do you guys offer? Or when you're going to try and seek funding, maybe you're not even seeking funding, okay? Maybe you're not even seeking funding at all, okay? Maybe you're just telling somebody about what your organization is, and because you're able to answer these questions, and because you have these action plans already done, they may be like, oh, wow, that sounds amazing what you're doing. You know what? I know I'm just a regular Joe Smo, but is there somewhere I can donate to your organization? I love what you're doing. I want to be able to help and support you. You'll be able to go to different events and stand firm and confidently knowing that you are providing an amazing resource, program, whatever it may be, to your community. I want to break down some of those components within the strategic plan. And I want to tell you why I think it's so important and why I think it will help you, give you that grounding. A couple of the questions that I have on there, the first two is your mission, vision, and values. That is so important. And I find a lot of times people just create their mission, vision, and values to say that they have mission, vision, and values. But when it comes to a very privileged time in their organization where maybe they don't have any funding, or maybe they really want to be a part of this really big event, but it don't line up with your values, why would you even step into that sector? Why would you even apply for that grant? And I know that might sound crazy to you all, but I see a lot of people who have an organization do that. They pivot from their mission, their vision, they pivot from their values that they stand firm on in their organization so that they can receive a resource, usually financial, so that they are able to have the money to have the operational cost or to do the programs. And the funny thing is, sometimes you may be able to do the operational costs, but you're not able to do the programs because the funding and their values don't match up with your value. So now you're having to change what you're doing or produce false reports or false information to show where the money went or how you used it, because you applied for something that had something to do with the environment, but you helping teen moms. And you switched your whole game up so that you can be a part of this particular event to get noticed, or so that you can get this money, and it doesn't even make any sense. Sometimes the resource is to fit in or appeal to an audience that isn't your audience. That is so true. That is so true. Do not exclude your mission, vision, and values so that you can fit in with another audience just because they got 1 million followers. And I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about in the community. So what? So what that church has all of those members? They may not be doing what they need to be doing ethically. You stay true to your mission, vision, and value. And I have that in the strategic plan so that you can always go back and you can look at that. Know the problem that you are solving for your community. That is so true. That is so true. If it ain't for you, that's fine, because you're for God. Your community organizations are not your visions. Your programs, your services, your resources are not yours. You think that they are. If you think you just woke up with a good idea, girl, you in for a rude awakening. God planted that in your heart. He put that seed there. And he needs you as a vessel to plant it and to make sure that environment that is around it is successful, is a good environment. Know the problem that you're solving for your community. This is another question in the strategic plan. I find this a lot, right? Oh, we're throwing a vision board session for our moms. This is what we do in our mentorship. We collect this and we collect that, and we allow our girls to just put all their visions on this board, or we allow our students, whoever, you allow me to put my vision on the board, because girl, even though I'm 36, girl, I still got a vision board, or and that's great. That is so great. But why are you doing the vision board? What is the problem? Why do people need to be able to have an affirmation to look at every day? Why? So they can be encouraged, right? Because of their environment, maybe what's going on in their home, maybe what's going on in their community makes them feel like being a doctor is not something they can do. The devil is a lie. Maybe what's going on in their environment makes them feel like being someone who's accepted and beautiful and who can like themselves. And I'm talking about me, okay? Maybe they need to see that every day and be reminded. Because maybe their environment doesn't tell them that. And your organization is there because you want to empower those young people. You want to empower those women. You want to empower those men or those young boys. So you want to give them something that they can look at every day despite their reality. That is what you're doing it for. That is the problem that you are solving. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Don't just do stuff to do stuff. When you don't have a why to it, then you're probably not going to follow up. And that's another thing that a lot of organizations miss. You put on an event like a vision board party, and you have no idea if 3 months, 6 months, or even a year from now, were they able to accomplish any of those things on the vision board because you're not even following up with them. Why? Because you forgot the why. If you truly care about these people that are coming, and you want to make sure what they see, what they believe, what they've placed down, they're able to achieve, how can you do that if you don't follow up with them and give them the resources that they need in order for you to do that? Now, if you are finding out that, all right, dang, I put on this vision board party, I see that I need to provide more resources in tutoring, or I see that I need to provide more resources in education on self-love, and I don't know. There are many, many different things that can be on a vision board to where you see that you need to follow up on those things. There are some action items that you need to do. And in those action items, they should be action items that you can actually do. And I call them SMART action items. SMART means it being specific, it being measurable, it's being something that is achievable, something that's relevant, and something that you're going to put a time frame on. If you have those aspects, then you're more than likely going to be able to get your participant from A to Z. If you do this action plan and you find that this isn't reasonable, there's no way that I can provide this kind of tutoring for these young people because they all need transportation to get to my location. So it doesn't matter that I'm doing this amazing tutoring program if they can't get here. So now you found that you need to be able to do or try to provide something else. And if you can't provide that something else because you don't have the funding or you don't have the partnerships, doing a strategic plan will help you start with a marketing plan that will allow you to start reaching out so you can get some help. A marketing plan is in the strategic plan. Well, it's in mine. Like I said, people pick and choose what they want to put in a strategic plan. But in my strategic plan, there are things that I truly believe that you need that will allow you to be able to do these things. You want to make your marketing plan something that's feasible as well. And there are different ways that you can market. Everybody uses social media. But I truly believe, especially when you have an organization that is local and is in-house, that some boots on the ground need to be done. And those action plans will help you be able to move forward with those boots on the ground action plans. You'll be able to lay out, okay, I'm going to go visit, at least 5 different community organizations that do the same thing I do to see if we can partner up together and figure out a way that we can provide transportation to get these kids to this tutoring program. This takes some work. This is not easy. You have people's lives in your hand. You may not think so because you're just like, oh, I want to help. I want to spread the gospel. I want to, you just have that community changer mentality, which is fine. but you don't know the good components of that good environment to grow the seed of your community changer mentality. That will produce those flowers, those plants, those trees that we talked about, that's going to produce that good fruit for your community. You've got to have these components. They're components that are going to help you be able to have a clear vision of what you're doing and to help other people see what you're doing and to help you articulate the value of your community organization and what helps you stand apart. Or even if you're not standing apart, maybe you and Susie are doing the same thing. That's okay. It takes a village. We cannot keep working in silos and think we're going to be growing communities and helping people out. There are so many different other aspects in the strategic plan that I want you guys to be able to truly, truly take the time to answer those questions and do those action plans. You can get my free strategic plan checklist in the link in my bio. And even if you already have your organization, even if you haven't started, the checklist is free. And there are questions and there are action plans to see if you can even answer them off the drop of the dime. To see if you're really in the right direction to living out the vision that you have for your organization. A strategic plan is a must-have. It really, really is. I'm trying not to be, as forward. But I just really believe that when people come to me and they're overwhelmed or they're all over the place or they don't know why they can't solidify partnerships and grow their community, it's because they don't have a plan. And one of the last action steps in the strategic plan is a SWOT analysis. And we talked about that a little bit in my last live. A SWOT analysis allows you to assess the strengths of your organization. It allows you to assess the weaknesses, the opportunities that your organization can have for growth, for money, okay? And the threats. And when you set yourself out, when you can answer those questions and you're prepared for when those threats come because you know you have these opportunities, you know you have these strengths to keep you encouraged regardless of the weaknesses, that is going to help you continue with your organization. Otherwise, friends, you can get burnt out, you can get overwhelmed. You may feel like, why am I even doing this? Why should I even continue? Who's even listening? It's so important for you to have this. Now, I am willing and able. I will help you through each and every question and each and every action plan if you need it. Grab the free checklist first, okay? It's perfectly free. I don't care if you already have an organization. I don't care if you think you are solidified. These are probably different questions that you haven't even asked yourself. Because my strategic plan doesn't look like anybody else's. Grab it. If you find you need help with any of those questions, any of those action plans, I encourage you to come to this VIP Strategic Plan Workshop that I am hosting next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Yeah, I know. Y'all probably like, Mountain Standard Time? What is that, girl? I live in the mountains, okay? It's beautiful. But it's a whole different time zone. Why? I have no idea. But I am here and willing to help you throughout that entire process. When you come to the Strategic Plan Workshop, you will be able to answer all of those questions confidently, and you will have the action plans you need to get on the ground with your organization running. And if it's already running, allow it to sustain itself and allow it to grow. I don't want to see you guys give up. I don't want you to think you don't have help, because you do. I'm one who's willing to help you. If you have questions, if you want to know more about what you can get out the workshop, hit the free consultation, the book link in my bio. You can come chat with me. It's free. And I can help you. I want to help you through those questions and those actions plans in the workshop. And when you leave the workshop, if you don't already have a strategic plan, you'll have one. You'll leave that workshop the same day with a strategic plan. Not only that, if you already have a business plan, a strategic plan, maybe you can fine tune it and really get to the nitty gritty to see why the funding isn't coming in. To see why your community isn't growing. To see why the partnerships aren't being solidified. When it's on paper and you can see it, you can get a good look, then it gives you a direction of where you need to go. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, grab the checklist. It's free. I encourage you, if you need some guidance or you just need somebody to talk to or help you iron out some things, you can book a free consultation with me. But more than anything, I really want you guys to have your strategic plans together. And I'm inviting you next Wednesday to the Strategic Plan Workshop. There's information on my Instagram page about it. I'll include some links so that you can, check it out. But I just really, really do believe that it can help you. I do. I've worked with so many organizations, and without their strategic plan or without them revisiting it, really, I know people make strategic plans for a year, 2, 3 years, but you should always be going back to make sure that you're on track. This will help you. Really will. So I'm not going to keep you any longer, friends. I thank you to those who sat and listened to me rant and rave. But I rant and rave, and, I try my best to explain it as best as I can to you all, the importance, because I'm truly passionate about you providing those fruits for your community. I am. I want to see your community organization succeed. And I want to see it succeed because if it wasn't for people like you, then I wouldn't even be here today. I would not be alive without community organizations, without support groups, without ministries that poured into me and let me know that I am somebody. And there is a purpose for my life. Your organization does that. I live by my saying, take your vision to community change so that you can change lives and produce purpose in the people that you serve. I am a living witness of that. And I just want to see you be able to do that. So I'm not going to keep you. If you have any questions, hit me up in the DM. You can leave your comments. You can send me an email. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I am here to support you. Because y'all are changing lives. You're helping people with what you have to offer. Just let's make sure we're not doing it haphazardly. Until next time, community changers. Peace.